And Rainmaker on Manta Maria.
And Rainmaker on Manta Maria.
You know how much I love this map?
I do not.
I love this map. This map mode combination ranks in my like top 10, I would say. Probably like number like 6. Yeah. Yeah. I love watching this because it's so much fun. There's so many different opportunities for teams to choose a route, set themselves up. There's great defensive plays that happen here. There's great offensive plays that happens here. And honestly, who doesn't love taking the Rainmaker along that block on the right-hand side and missing that jump? Because we as commentators get the best of both worlds. You get the excitement of seeing them go for that, and then you get to fall in the water. So how do you not love this map mode combination?
Oh my god. On the topic of the actual teams playing, Euphoria is a team that's been around for a while. They disbanded, but now they're back in a little bit more of Euphoria 2.0 style. They're playing with Ross today as a sub, and so that should be interesting to watch. And then Devolered, I'm familiar with a couple of these players' names, but I'm not familiar with the team name itself. Looks like we're going to be seeing a Slosher, wait a minute, Soda Slosher and
Soda
Hydra
Slosher.
coming out from them. A couple more unconventional picks.
That Rainmaker pop was very, very fast. I believe that went to our orange team
Euphoria.
here. Euphoria, thank you. Really, really fast. Maybe it was a little bit of this remix happening, but for now, Euphoria making a nice, strong beginning push. Nezuko using that remix to rain down from above. Really beautiful, up to 45. Yeah, 45, not a winning push, but it's a very, very strong one. And this is exactly what I was talking about, Kbot. Using that map in all of its like strongest possibilities, that's a very safe spot to jump to when no one else is in mid.
Yeah, definitely. You know, anytime that you can kind of provide safe jumps for your team and allow them to get, you know, have a little bit more of an opportunity to come forward, definitely beneficial here. We're a minute into this match now as Devolered is now looking to try to make a push happen. Looks like we've got a trade on this side. Duke going to go ahead and try to continue putting in some work here on the senior, just throwing bombs. Glaceon coming in with that Rainmaker, not able to go anywhere, getting surrounded by Orange Ink now. And so that will be the end of that push coming in from Devolered, and Euphoria holding on for the moment.
I'm not sure if I've ever seen the Rainmaker come up that side, to be honest. I'm sure it's happened, and maybe I've just missed it, but really, really good spot for Euphoria there, because they can protect that very strongly as it resets. But so much of mid is covered in looking from Devolered, so it's going to be tough for Euphoria to take this in. Able to see, this is exactly what I was talking about. You thought that they were about to fall off, and they survived, and my heart just like stopped for a second. I was just
The game is fantastic. Of course, that's why we're all here spending our Saturdays. But now it looks like we're starting to see a little bit more of a push coming in from Euphoria. That Soda Slosher able to put in some work there, just hopping right on over that point, able to get taken out by Nezuko and Ross. Ross probably going to pick this up and get a couple more points on the board for Euphoria. Now just actually going to go ahead and run for it. Distant pick on a Glaceon approaching this pedestal right now, but that Soda Slosher is going to be a little bit more of a nuisance. Of course, Anto going to go ahead and get that last pick, two-down situation. Or the side of Euphoria, I imagine that will be the end of the push, but down to the 7-point mark, that's definitely strong. And it looks like a couple more time to jump in, but gonna get caught off there by Anto. So really great stuff to see coming in from Euphoria, and you know, Devolered find their footing well enough in order to get a push going here. Not sure that we've seen that so far in this game, and of course that's not to say that it can't happen, but they're definitely going to need to put in some work here on being a little bit more aggressive if they want to swing this.
They really, really will. It's going to have to be that they do everything they can to make sure they get a little bit of points on this board, and I think that's what I'm most worried about right now. You know, Devolered hasn't quite been able to do what they want, and Anto jumping out to launch those missiles gonna be a little helpful, but jumps back in to help some of the rest of the team. Yeah, it's a beautiful pick. That jump needed a flank. Really nice job there. Able to pop that Rainmaker shield. they're really not so far from 7 at the 45 where they are, but I don't know if I would have kind of backed off and gone left. Maybe I would have tried to support the rest of the team on the right for this Rainmaker reset.
Yeah, definitely a little bit more of a risky play here overall. So we'll see if that goes ahead to pay out for them. Looks like we're seeing quite a bit of, just overall able to hold things off right now. Ross kind of in a position where trying to juggle a couple of different things at once, trying to decide the best approach option here. As Sentinel Missiles now coming in. The Rainmaker starting to come forward for Devolered. They're going to drop down here soon, but it's a 3-down situation. Glaceon being the only one up is going to go ahead and go down. Not quite able to make that strong push that they necessarily need to get down to that 7-point mark, even though they're starting to get there, but they're running out of time here, unfortunately, to make something happen in this game.
Time certainly is ticking down. You all but need a knockout in order to be able to take this lead. And I think that's what Euphoria is kind of banking on right now. Does get that Booyah off, but does end up going down. And, the Rainmaker has been popped. Euphoria just needs to hold on to this. If they don't get it, sorry, I mixed up my colors. Glaceon is able to pick up this Rainmaker. This is the last ditch effort that's going to come in from them here. They need to get a couple of picks for Glaceon to be able to move this up because it's heavily being guarded over here. Gets a feel of that Booyah going out.
Booyah coming in. There's a lot of ink being flown in multiple directions. Glaceon now is kind of left alone here on this side. Is going to go ahead and get picked off by that bomb. Unfortunate there, but that is going to be the game. Coming in for the side of Euphoria, so close to making something happen. That definitely had all the strong pieces of an overtime push, right? Glaceon was patient with that Rainmaker, allowing for their teammates to kind of lead the way, push forward, get the picks necessary. And on a map like Manta Maria, it's a little bit more difficult, in order to just wedge yourself right in there and get the picks necessary in order to make that Rainmaker push happen. And I think ultimately that's kind of what swung that game. Of course, that left Glaceon alone there, able to get easily picked off towards the end. But so close, yet so far coming in from the side if you are Devolered. We'll see if they can swing that around coming forward now as we go to everybody's favorite map, Mako-Mart Splatoon.
You are so right. You are so right. I actually have heard a few players say that they do not like this map. But I think this is probably maybe the most balanced map for all the modes in the game right now. I think it was Marsh I was talking to, and we had talked about it a little bit, and he had said that, and I thought about it, and I was like, I completely agree with you. I don't think there's one mode on this map that you can say is just completely unbalanced or not what you want to be playing. So Splatoon's really nice. It's a competitive mode that many teams love and they practice and they're enjoying it. And I think that Euphoria has their work cut out for them coming from this team that I think I had read. Devolered was a team made up of former Blackline members.
Okay. Gotcha.
So,
that makes sense.
Yeah.
I know who Blackline is.
Yeah, I've heard of them too. So, maybe this is a little bit of a, foreshadowing that we're about to see for this.
We'll see what plays in everything here. Sticking with that Slosher Hydra composition is Devolered. Now adding a Splash-O-Matic to the mix, opting for that bomb rush, able to paint that zone quite effectively. And we're seeing generally standard stuff coming in from the side of Euphoria. Of course, Ross going over to that Soda Slosher, opting for the burst bomb rush in order to paint this zone a little bit better. Looks like Euphoria are going to be able to cap this zone real quick early and already starting to push forward. You can see how far Ross is. And if you're in a lockout situation on this map, it can be extremely scary.
It certainly can. I also have to say, I feel like if I went searching in my DMs, I will have a message of Ross saying this is one of his best maps. Can't quote myself on it, but I definitely remember talking to him about it too. So I'm not surprised to see that he's in a very commanding position with the rest of his team to apply as much pressure as possible. Euphoria really shutting this down. 3 down situation coming out over and over again from Devolered, and they need to figure something out because if they're feeding in pieces, they're going to continue to go down.
A bunch of specials just came into that zone a little bit ago, and Euphoria was able to hold that off like pretty much perfectly. We're starting to see Azelf now come back in with this. Devolered can't quite find their way into the zone to get those last couple of picks, and that is going to be the game. Euphoria taking that one really quickly again, being able to put things on lockdown extremely well there. Yeah, there was ultimately nothing that, or really nothing that Devolered could do. They tried to throw all their specials onto that zone, but it still wasn't quite enough there in the middle of that game.
Yeah, really, really tough there. But you know what? They certainly put up a fight. It just got shut down very, very quickly from the power that is Euphoria. Next, we're going on to tower control on Gobi Arena. How do you feel about this one, K-Bot? Because I don't know. I go back and forth a little. So what are you thinking?
Tower control Gobi Arena is definitely an interesting one. I'd say that of all of the, it seems a little less awkward on Gobi Arena. I feel like you could make the argument that Rainmaker and Clams on Gobi Arena just seem a little awkward due to the nature of the map layout and due to like the fence grading that you have to swim through at times depending on where you are, or the steps. Some features of the map make it a little awkward, but tower control seems to be a little less so. And it's definitely something that doesn't necessarily have a tendency to snowball due to the nature of where the checkpoints are placed and like how far your plat extends kind of into mid and giving you all those options in mid. It allows you to have a couple more safer approach options as you come in to approach the tower and get the picks necessary to move forward. And so I don't imagine this is going to be a real swingy match. We'll see how exactly this stands in neutral, and it looks like we're seeing a couple of different things shaking up on the side of Devolered, opting for the custom jet and the Neo splashing machine, whatever it's called.
Yeah, you know, splashing machine.
Splatting
machine. Splatting machine. There you go.
There you go.
Brand new weapon invented just for you guys. You'll see it at Splatoon. But first, Glacy getting that beautiful double, able to pave the way for the rest of the team to push back in, has control of mid. Stingray coming out, gonna help facilitate taking this checkpoint for them. They are able to get it and move a little bit further forward, but that might be the end of the push right now. I don't quite think they're going to be able to go any further.
Yeah, well, they're trying to at the very least. Doesn't quite look like they can go very far. 2-down situation, though, for the side of Euphoria that could allow something to come forward with this double Leo bomb coming back into the tower, buying Euphoria just a little bit more time. Anto going to be forced to kind of jump off of that plat there, trying to take a little bit more of an aggressive charging position, not going to do so at the moment. Does get the pick on Ross. 2-down situation yet again for Euphoria is we're starting to see Devolered just kind of hang on to control in mid here for the moment, and it seems to be working out relatively well for them.
Until they're met with that remix. I think this is kind of where Euphoria is excelling. They're able to kind of hold things to where they want it, but they're not really ready to make any serious pushes. The remix does have to pop the Booyah in order to stay alive from that Stingray calling out. Does get a pick on Glacy as well, so that's really going to be helpful for them too. I think right now it's going to be a little bit of a waiting game. You know, Euphoria wants to make sure they have a little more control than maybe what was right there before they push forward. Maybe they thought they had it. 2 specials at the ready, and Ink Armor is going to get popped. And the Booyah, I think they're trying to wait until they're on that checkpoint to use it.
Yeah, they're starting to kind of come forward here. Euphoria is, they need a couple bit more picks, but here comes the Stingray coming in the other direction from that custom jet. Squelcher able to get noobed there off of that tower. Mars is trying to get something happening, as well as Ross trying to pop that baller. Can't quite find a pick at the moment, so that tower going to reset back to neutral. Not able to clear this first checkpoint yet, and we're halfway through this game now. So Euphoria struggling to find their footing here in this game.
I'm a little nervous for Euphoria. I think, you know, with the commanding showing that they showed on the Splatoon on Makamart, coming back to this one is a little more of a struggle, as you said. I think I don't quite know what's going on, if it's like a little bit of a mental game that might be happening here, but they're finally able to take the lead, push this tower very close to that second checkpoint before they get a full wipe. So that's going to take some time for them to come back from it, but Devolered isn't taking that opportunity to push the tower back yet.
Well, it looks like they're slowly in the process of working on it. I'm kind of surprised to see all those specials pop like as early as they were, and it looks like Devolered, though, nonetheless going to be able to go ahead and take this lead back. They're now at this second checkpoint as this flusher comes in from Ross, able to get 3 down on the side of Devolered. That'll be the end of the push at 51. Not clearing that second checkpoint. That's crucial here, because that may very well be the difference between these two teams in the moment as this continues to progress. So it is going to be interesting to see exactly how far now that Euphoria can get, if they can clear that second checkpoint, allowing, just another thing that the side of Devolered has to go through if they decide to make a push back later in this game. Nezuko now standing on this checkpoint. They are going to take the lead, and looks like they are going to go ahead and get that checkpoint. Booyah Bomb popped at the last second to survive that Splat Bomb. Now with a minute left to go here as this push largely continuing. Okay, now finally ends. Now Mars forced to back away. Down to the 41-point mark, 10 points more than the current score for Devolered, but can Devolered come back from that?
I mean, they definitely have time. They just need to really make some coordinated pushes. They need to know, where they feel about it in terms of how they want to set the pushes up. They can't just go into this blindly, and, they need to be very, very careful with it.
Definitely need to be careful. This is probably going to be their last push. They have to make sure they have all of those specials online, everything at the ready. Now Noob going to go ahead on the other side, popping a defensive ink armor now as they try to control mid for just a little while longer, the side of Euphoria. Noob going to go ahead, try to hop on this tower, but is going to go ahead and get taken out as Devolered now is on this tower. It looks like they're a little bit far behind. Ross trying to get a couple more picks on Ross was able to clean things up there, but at the end of the day, able to hop on that tower there at the end of the line, and Euphoria gonna go ahead and take that game as well. That was a lot of stuff. That was just a lot of stuff happening at the end of that.
That certainly was.
Yeah.
Certainly was. I was questioning in chat if that was the same Mars, and I was told no, it was a Mars from Steel Shot. So, just wanted to clear that up if it was the same one from Deep Blues. So that's where my head was at. But really nice job. Euphoria, such a strong team. Someone we traditionally have seen place highly whenever they're playing. And I think we're going to continue to see that. I'm not quite sure what's going to happen in terms of Sayonara versus Red Velvet and who we'll be seeing in the semifinals. But from there,